What's up, Jesse? Switch over here to live chat. We have all the investigators down there still. The crime scene guys are processing. We have media. Some of them already left. They already did the PIO statement. So down there, it's Colorado Boulevard and Yale. So we're at like Bel Air and Yale, where this is. I think this street over here is Bel Air, so it'd be the equivalent of Bel Air and Yale. They have the whole area cordoned off for this street from Colorado Boulevard to, what is that, Claremont? I think it's Claremont. So they have it all sealed off. And this is the vehicle involved. And you can see the dents on the car door there. I believe the rounds were coming from the other side of it, so I don't know if the door was open or if it went through the driver's window or what yet. Not sure. All I know is there's a lot of dents there. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1, 2, 3 that maybe hit the window, but it didn't break the window. Kind of weird there. But they're not even holes, they're dents. So it didn't even go through. So I don't know. This was involved from Arvada, by the way. They were looking for this person with in connection to a crime in Arvada, not paintballs. One person went to the hospital. I think they're expected to survive. I don't believe any officers were injured on the scene. I do have the PIO statement recorded, which I'll upload later, so that hopefully I got the audio okay on it. I didn't pull out my lavalier and set up a microphone for it, so hopefully it caught the audio on it. It usually is pretty good about catching audio. So we'll go down here where this guy was just at, because he was taking pictures from this side. Was waiting for him to get out of the way. These are all the investigators. So let's see if we can make out if there's anything on this side of the car. The back window looks to be gone. And the front driver's window and the rear window are gone. So the door on the passenger side was probably closed and they shot through. So they went through 3 windows shooting there, from what it looks like. Well, it didn't go through the door all the way through it, but it certainly went through these windows. So other than that, I couldn't tell you if it was if they're using 9mm or 40mm or what they're using. I don't know what their standard issue is for the department. So let's see if we can pull up some information here. I doubt that we'll get anything off the Twitter. Yes, officer involved shooting. OIS is officer involved shooting. That's just, slang for it, basically. Let me see here. There's something going on in Jeffco as well, by the way. Jethco has a scene of an armed robbery at King Soopers. They recorded their PIO statement. I don't know how well theirs picked it up either. So Jeffco's got the PIO en route to it. ETA 30 minutes and it's 32 minutes ago, so they're already on scene. See what they say about this. An alert for DPD is at Yale in Colorado following an officer-involved shooting. Suspect is now in custody and being transported to the hospital. Large police presence in the area. Updates on this thread. And then it says media staging. And then the briefing from the scene, and it's got the PIO statement posted on their thing. I'm not going to play it at the moment. I'll post it here online on an upload afterwards. So, but they're processing and all that, doing their investigating. So they're collecting their evidence first, I would assume. So they don't want to contaminate any of the evidence for the scene before they walk in and do any more investigating. That's my guess. Probably right on it. I don't even see any district markings on the cars. I wonder what district this is. This might be 2, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't find any markings on any of these cars yet. Like this one here that just pulled up. There's no marking for what district it belongs to. So we'll go back over here and see if I can spot one. Here's some with some markings on them. It appears we're in District 3. So District 3 in Denver here. So 3 windows were shot out, and you can see where it hit the windows on this side but didn't go through. So that's kind of interesting. So whatever they're using is kind of weak for it. How you doing 007 and Ting and Noel? So I guess that's to the benefit of the person that gets hit with them, that it doesn't do so much damage. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea what their reasoning is. You're seeing the dents from the rounds going through the car, through the door panel, and then hitting on the inside of the door panel from the inside is what you're seeing. So the stuff traveled through the door panel on the inside, and I don't know what else, before hitting the actual door panel on the outside, but from the inside. So it doesn't appear that any of them went through the door itself. Unless you're carrying a what is it, like a 44 or something like that. They generally don't do that much damage anyway. Yep, 007, that's a fact. It's even a Cadillac, by the way. That's a Cadillac. So that should really impress your friends that you're driving a Cadillac and it has bullet holes in it, right? You can be gangsta. It can be buffed out. Well, it can't be buffed. Can't it be buffed out? Would you want to buff it out if you owned it? Seriously, would you buff them out? I don't think so. I think you keep them on there just to show that you can roll with the best of them. Right? And your car is bulletproof. Right? Get out of their way. They're coming up the sidewalk. Alright. Yeah, it's definitely the real deal. But this is directly behind Great Clips, which, well, we got King Supers right there. So we got Great Clips, and we got other businesses here that front going to Colorado Boulevard. Colorado Boulevard is, of course, almost 2 blocks away, I guess. So we're like at 4200 East Yale. That's where we're at. District 3. So apparently they had SWAT members tracking this person that they were searching for a connection with something involved in Arvada. And I couldn't catch all of it when he was talking about it. So I'll upload the PIO statement so you guys can hear what they say about it on their own, you know what I mean? But these guys are all wandering around. You can tell the motorcycle cops with the boots. Yeah. Don't worry, I cleared it with the commander before I walked over here. They shouldn't give me any grief at all. I specifically asked the commander if I could go up to the tape or not. And he's like, yes, you can do that as long as you stay out of the way of the investigators. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's no problem. I didn't plan on getting in their way. OIS is officer involved shooting. That's slang for it. That's how they terminology for it is. They would have put the full cars in the tape, but there was no place to tie the tape off to. You know what I mean? See how it's taped off down there on the corner? Here, it's inside more, so they tied it to that for convenience because there's nothing else to tie onto. I don't need to get any closer anyway. This is pretty close. as it is. There's still some media here. A lot of them are staying across the street. Not all of them. Some of them came over and got some footage. A lot of the media actually already left too, as well. So, but we are definitely District 3.
And actually block off the street, the whole street, just this curb lane. So this section of the sidewalk's going to be blocked off here. So
yeah, I did check with the commander before I came up here.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying we're going to extend it out.
Okay.
So in a minute, you're not going to have that access.
That's fine.
You're good.
Thanks. So they're going to extend their tape to extend to the area I'm at. So they're going to go probably to these trees. So, you know what? You guys know how it is. They're going to expand just because they can. But it's better to expand and not miss evidence, which I doubt there's any out here because I've already been walking up and down the sidewalk. And I've been looking and there ain't nothing there. It's just that, you know, they don't like the cameras as much. So I could technically stand out here in the middle of the street. The street is closed. But I ain't even gonna bother. I'll let them extend their scene. I mean, not like I can tell them not to. Pushing me away, yeah, pretty much. The mainstream media, all of them are packed up for the most part, and they're leaving, and that leaves me. So at that point, they're like, let's put up some more tape and push out the scene some more, type thing. So it's not that big of a deal, for it, because we've already been on top of the scene pretty much. And just think, Commerce City complains about me being in the middle of an accident scene, right? I can be, you know, within 50 feet of this scene, less than 50 feet, but I can't be within a quarter mile of an accident scene on a highway, right? Yeah, I was right. They're going right along the trees. Something to tie to, basically. But the other thing about pushing the tape out further is they're talking for their investigation. So they don't want to be overheard when they're talking about the investigation. So it isn't always about the evidence. It's also about them working and not wanting to release any details of it other than what they want released. So if you are within earshot of it and recording it, you could pick up details that they don't want to release at this point. So that's kind of it too. But no, I'm not going to complain about it one bit. Now these are the professional sticks that they got that weigh about 20 pounds as compared to my 1 pound sticks, beginner sticks. So as you can tell, they get lots of muscle from it. Me, I can't lift them anymore. But I suppose if I had a camera that weighed that much, I'd have to get sticks like that too, just to hold them so that it was steady.
Much.
Huh?
Or cost that much, just to make sure.
Yeah, so it don't fall.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't want a camera that much, that expensive to fall. That's for sure.
I don't have to pay for that camera.
Yeah, it's at least $5,000, ain't it? Probably closer to 10.
It's around
Of this?
10,
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
it's a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
the wireless itself's probably like $5,000 itself, and then the camera maybe like 12-ish, something like that.
It's at least $10,000 for the camera.
$600 for a micro.
Yep. And then the lens, probably I don't know,
Lens
8,
probably
something like
more.
that. Yeah, they're pretty expensive, man. Yeah, I mean they're pretty expensive. Yeah. The newer versions are like I think like 14,000 or something like that. It's insane.
Things weigh what, about 20 pounds?
20 to 30, yeah.
20
Yeah.
to 30?
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly. The more stuff you put on it, you know, it gets a little heavier too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, I've done that with my own rig where I had kept adding things on and whatnot, and
Yeah.
then changed the whole thing around where I went to this light one and just run with the camera on my phone, and it's like, okay, it weighs less than 2 pounds. I can carry this all day long.
Phone cameras are getting pretty dang good nowadays, anyways.
Oh, this one's got some really good cameras on it. The Samsungs definitely have good footage from them.
I think the newer Samsung has like 1,000 times zoom or something like that.
Something like that.
100 times zoom.
Yeah.
Which one? The S22s?
The Pixel,
new
right?
Galaxy, yeah.
Or
New Samsung Galaxy.
is it Galaxy? Okay. They have so many names.
Well,
Yeah.
this is an S21. So an S22 is the newest one.
Yeah.
And somebody else was recording from it earlier onto YouTube, and he couldn't zoom any further than probably this one could.
That's probably because you're using like
of
the YouTube
An app.
system,
Well, he was
yeah.
using what was he using? It was an app other than YouTube's. Let me see here if I got it on this one. I don't have it on this one. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it limited him on it. He's like, I should have been able to zoom more, but the app limited it. So, understandably, so static recording, he probably could zoom in a lot better.
Yeah. Or if like the programs finally catch up at some point,
Maybe.
probably tap into the full camera.
Maybe, but not usually. So the phone companies get lazy with things like that, and so do the apps. I mean, I have a gimbal that I could carry around, and it's supposed to work with Samsungs, right? It don't work with them. You know, my S10e here in my pocket, which I got the magnet on the back for clicking it onto the gimbal so that it's quick. The gimbal doesn't control it because the programming in it isn't allowed. But like the S10, regular S10, it supposedly works on. But S21 is bigger, so the weight is bigger, and of course I have a case on it, so that makes it even harder to try to do anything with it. It might work with it, but they get lazy on which phones that they allow to program to work with their equipment. So it kind of gets annoying for things like that when you're trying to
Seems like a lot
set
of
up
places
something.
are going Apple only.
That too, yeah. That too. I don't use Apple. Probably never will. They overcharge for their stuff, I think.
It's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Real expensive.
Let's see this kid running out into the street. It's a good thing it's closed. Something happened over there in Jefferson County earlier too. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I think I've heard something, but they specifically have us on this today, so.
Right.
That's probably nice.
There was a robbery. Surveillance. Update. Suspects described as blah blah blah. On scene of area of an armed robbery at King Supers at 6760 South 3rd Street. So they got a PIO over there too.
It's surprising for a robbery.
It
I guess
is.
since it was at King Supers.
Well, yeah.
Everything happens around King's Christmas.
Like Boulder.
Since last year, they were like, King Supers.
Yeah. Ooh, that sun is kind of giving a bit more color now.
I was out in Boulder for 4 days straight for that story. For live streaming to UK for the news out there. So I was direct live streaming instead of doing my YouTube like this. So I was making money doing it. I couldn't complain.
How long does your battery last with that external pack?
Well,
While
that
you're
isn't
live
my only
streaming?
battery, but I can go for days literally with that.
Like live streaming?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can, if I have my battery fully charged and I go out, I can do an 8-hour live stream and I'd still have juice in the
Easy.
thing. Plus, I got more of them than just that one, so I go for quite a while.
That's more than ours. I think ours is like 6 hours. Like for like our like one battery. Huh?
I only have like 400.
Really?
Maybe like 400 and I have that.
Yeah.
They should
Oh, yeah,
make it
the-
so you guys can attach external power to them if you need to.
I think we do. We just don't have the equipment to do it. So like the camera has the ability, we just don't have the
Yeah,
cables
you
to do it.
yeah you aren't carrying it around either like I do with this, so that would be a big difference there. Not likely you're going to be
I
live
keep
for
a
that
battery
much time.
charger in my car though, so we can go for a while.
Yeah. So these guys watch over here. We only got 14 on here watching.
How many average do you have?
It depends
Seen a
on what.
couple of them where you
Depends.
got a couple hundred.
Depends on what's going on. Like when I was covering the riots for George Floyd riots, you know, I had up to 750 on it. So
I think one night where we didn't have the staffing to go over there, but we wanted to keep an eye on it, we watched your stuff.
really, get that,
Just in
guys.
case anything
Did
crazy.
you guys hear that? Channel 9 was watching my stream just to keep an eye on things.
In case anything crazy happened that night. I think that was one of the tamer nights.
Yeah. Some nights it gets pretty crazy out there for things. You know, I remember one night I was at 5 shooting scenes in one night. So I was in Commerce City for at least 2 or 3 of them. Denver for at least one of them, and I don't even remember where the other one was. But you know, when I'm doing stringer for the news, that it puts me everywhere. So go ahead, say hello to them. Who else is saying? Oh, ANCAP Gamer, what's happening?
Oh, nice.
So there's a guy down there in New Mexico and an officer involved shooting down there today too. So they were
Where at?
live streaming that. I'm not sure the exact location. I tuned in late, and then I, watched to the end while I was doing other things as well. So
Yeah.
somewhere on the highway, might have been actually into Colorado. They were saying something about La Junta or something.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, but he was using. He's got an S22, one of the new ones, and he couldn't zoom in that far. He said it wouldn't do the optical zoom any further with the app that he was using. So he was, I think he was on Block the Blue stream for that. It's one of his channels. He's got like 3 channels, so he's got a lot more followers than I do. Did he break Mario? So yeah, Mario was the guy that runs the channel down there. They get a lot of good footage down there following Albuquerque police around down there.
Oh yeah.
Pay for like unlimited, or
Hmm?
you pay for like unlimited data so you can do that?
Yeah. But even if I was streaming every day, most months I don't even use 50 gigabyte. So they don't care up until the point you start using 50 gigabyte every month, blah, blah, blah. And then they want to limit you on T-Mobile. So, one of them things. But they let you go up to 50 gigabyte without complaining about it at all,
Without, like,
or
slowing you
limiting
down
you,
at all?
without slowing you down. But I carry 2 phones, so I can switch.
50
Limit me
gigs.
on one.
It's quite a bit though, 50 gigs.
Yeah, it is.
For like
Well,
a month.
it doesn't even take that much for a live stream either. So it's
Yeah.
not like, uploading 1080p or better footage to, the news. Because when I do that, those are big files. And when I live stream, it's like near nothing. So big difference. So I'll usually do the clips and take them home and upload them from home instead of, uploading them out here, because it saves on the bandwidth for one. But sometimes it's worth it to do the bandwidth out here because the speeds on the 5G network,
Yeah, was about
I
to
can
say, you have
upload
5G
like
on
at
that.
35 megabits per second as compared to my home cable which limits me to 5 megabits per second upload. And you know, my cable ain't that slow, you know, but they don't like to upload these things as compared to download. So you get lots of speed for downloading, but not uploading. So sometimes it's worth it to upload from out here for some of the files, because it'll take just minutes as compared to an hour or something like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. One of the joys of doing this, right? So one of these days maybe I'll be carrying a camera like that though.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Suckers
like
are kind of heavy.
I mean, like they.
I
have,
understand they're heavy, but
Like, yeah.
you know what I mean. Is I'll be working for a TV station, like, you know.
7's looking for people.
Oh yeah. They've been looking
They
for.
don't like me.
They've been looking for a while too. I mean, like I've seen like a lot of a lot of postings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, plus, I mean.
Channel 7's who is buying all the streamers.
Oh, they are.
Yes, that's who buys all the stringers. That's
Oh,
how
wow.
they get a lot of their footage. Is they put out the stringers,
I didn't know
the
that.
assignments. We go out there and record it for them.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, everybody else pretty much doesn't buy them.
Okay.
So, but I do shoot footage, you know, scene photos to Fox 31. So,
Yeah, there's like, well, I mean, there's one time I went like to like a standoff like in Arvada, and this guy was saying that like he's like a stringer like for our channel, like Channel 9, but I wasn't like too sure. I mean, he's kind of a weird guy, but he said he was our stringer.
when they say
Sorry.
stringer, they're independent journalists,
yeah.
not for a specific channel.
Yeah, like we like buy from them and stuff like that. Yeah, but I wasn't sure though.
Channel 9 doesn't buy stringer footage.
Really. Oh, I wonder who that guy was.
Somebody
There's a
BSing.
guy up in Greeley will buy like once every 6 months or something.
They'll do what?
Like a guy up in Greeley that will buy from like once every 6 months or something.
In Greeley. Okay.
If anything happens out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did see, you know, occasionally I'd see a stringer for up there. Most of the time I don't see the stringers for up there because they limit the app to like 20 miles up until more recently where they changed the app and you can change the range. So I changed it to like 50 miles because I live up in Brighton and things can happen in Greeley and Loveland and, you know, all the areas up there. And a lot of people don't do stringer up there because there's nothing ever going on. So if it's something good, I'll accept it and go to it. Take the drive, you know, be a good anywhere between a half hour to an hour drive sometimes just to go up there. So I'm not very happy when they don't buy my footage when I drove that far either, you know, for that. So that's the downside to being a stringer is they don't always buy your footage. So it isn't like they put out the assignment and they have to buy footage. I could be the only person there and they still don't buy the footage.
Yeah.
So, and my footage is good. They buy it a lot, but the problem is they don't always buy from what the story is because they're like, we'll use a stock photo. Channel 7, of course, does that a lot, stock photos, and it's like, how do you manage to run a news station and use stock photos for crime scenes? You know, a picture of a car with police tape, you know,
Oh,
doing
well,
a
there's
story
like a lot
without.
of because I used to work for a station that was like owned by like the same company as them.
Hmm?
And like there's like these like stock photos that they would always use,
Hmm?
but it's like the exact same photo. Like it's not even like from like.
Yeah, it's not from the scene or anything. It's
Yeah.
just,
The company doesn't even, they don't even pay like Gazette or something. They have their own stuff, right?
Probably. Yeah, like I don't even remember, but I remember like if like we had, you know, like if like they put out an article, or like preliminary information, like they sent me out before I got video back, like they would always have like just some stock photo on there and all that stuff, and then have like whatever information they had at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. That's how it was though.
And of course, the worst thing of it all is, I think, when when there is an assignment and they don't have the correct location of it. Oh, God. There's been a few times like that where I've had to drive around trying to figure out the locations of the scene so I can get the actual scene footage. They did that on a body investigation up off of I-25 one time, and they pointed to the parking lot of a parking ride on the app.
On the desk.
So I went there and took footage
Nope.
of it, right? And then I'm like, this ain't right.
What's up?
This can't be right for the area for it. And so I drove over there to the town. I think it was Louisville.
Oh, the Commerce City?
Drove over to the PD and asked them, I said, where's the actual scene of this happened? And they told me. So I went back over to the highway, and it was, instead of the east side, it was the west side of the highway. So, but there was nobody there, of course, you know, to begin with. So I get there, and I get out, and I'm shooting footage of that, and Box 31 had showed up, and they took that drone out and was flying it in the area too. So then I submitted that footage and said, this is the correct area for it, so you know. And then they bought the footage, but then they posted the footage from the parking ride from across the road that wasn't the right footage for the area. I'm like, even when you tell them, it's like, I don't know, maybe it looked better on the news that it was a parking ride. I don't know.
But I gave it to Austin, like, we're still like in the same place
area
still, but
type thing.
I'm not sure if they're gonna go live and like need it though.
I have a TV. I have a TV.
Oh, he has one, so I can click. So I do have one. Yeah.
Mario sprayed the dude good.
You
One
guys
of
have
the-
the backpack on, and I can have.
One of the other guys on
desk
there
rolling
got
if they want
attacked
to.
by some guy on the street.
Okay,
He was
cool,
recording, and the guy was drunk, and he pretty much sucker punched him. And
Alright, cool,
Mario came up behind him and maced, pepper gelled him in the face,
Pretty
get him away.
There's a vigil for the fentanyl. The ones who died off. Yeah, that's gonna be at 7 in like Westminster. So, I do that.
Something's in Westminster?
Do you remember?
I think you were there for that. So 5 people were found in the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fentanyl.
I was a
Yeah, so the family's gonna have like a vigil, like in Westminster.
visual in Westminster for...
Like for like the people who had like died.
Oh, vigil.
Yeah.
Candlelight vigil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
But in Westminster? Why wouldn't they do that?
Westminster.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Why wouldn't they do that?
I have no idea. Maybe they're from.
Yeah, I
Westminster.
guess. But usually they have them on the spot or near the spot of where it happened,
Yeah.
not somewhere else, unless it's like a church.
Station.
But, okay.
Station Nature. Play Park. 68th Lowell. That's all they sent me. So go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll see that as a stringer. I haven't seen a stringer all day on here though. It's like they don't want any footage today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. No requests.
How many days do you normally go out? I see you all the time.
What's that?
How many days do you normally go out? I see you all the time.
Well, this is what I do, so if I hear something good, I'll go out. Last night I was out at,
Just kind of make your own hours kind of thing.
yeah, but I'm a night owl.
Putting on the-
I was out, I took the drive down onto Highway 85 and about 130th
Car
for
accident.
a DUI.
Oh, never mind. The huge like fatal that happened.
No,
over there.
No, it wasn't big. It's just a DUI with a lady in the ditch. And I look at the ditch and I'm like, how did she even get in there? You know, you'd have to see the footage on my stream. It's where she ended up. It was like, what? How did this even happen? You know, just one of them things.
See that
I don't
about a
always,
lot of the
I
stuff
don't
that
always
goes-
cover just the big stuff. You know, I got to have other footage for people to watch. So on bigger scenes like this, you know, you don't get to see a whole lot. They get to stand around doing their jobs, but you don't see interactions with people and type things like a DUI would.
Yeah.
People like watching things like that when, you know, they're doing the FSTs and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I got there, arrived just before they started the FSTs and recorded the FSTs, her handcuffed, taken into custody, and then I recorded the car, trying to figure out how she managed to put her car in that drainage ditch that had cement for part of it. And then it was a steep incline. And she was working her way of getting out of the ditch real hard. There was marks all along that ditch of her trying to get out of that ditch. And it's like, how long was she in this ditch before somebody even saw her? I have no clue. But it had to have been a while. Because it ain't easy driving in that ditch either to put all those marks on it. It was hilarious for that. Oh well.
You'll be a little lazy and hang out in the car. It's good to see you though.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one, I'm sure. More than likely. And yeah, you guys are welcome to watch my stream to see what's going on if you need to come out. So there's been scenes where I was wondering where the news was, if they were coming out for like fires and stuff. Like I was up on a fire up in North Glen one night. So
News has a bit of a problem sometimes with not covering because of breaking news.
yeah. So it isn't like you guys have never bought from me actually. There was something that you guys did buy from me. It was during the George Floyd protest, my footage went viral. The department tried to pull back the viral.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, when the guy was at the car, I'm not going nowhere. That footage went viral. You guys did take it. But it wasn't screen footage. It was a good deal. So, but yeah, you guys have purchased it. I forgot about that. So, it depends on what it is.
I think that day that we watched your stuff, it was like we were so busy with other stuff going on that we couldn't go there. We just didn't have to get down.
What was it that you were watching? What scene? Remember?
I think it was just like a generic one on a random Friday, I believe. I don't remember exactly. It wasn't like a super memorable one.
Was it a fatal like that on this one?
Oh no, it was during a protest a couple years ago.
Oh, for a George Floyd protest. Yeah. Yeah, they can just
It was like a really generic one. There wasn't really much going on. We were watching just in case something happened, and then we had to go down.
There's always something happening on the program. Depends on where you're looking. Is what it came down to. So,
Depends on the time of day.
and I'll tell you, I wish that night that I was down there. I think it might have been the first night of the curfew. I wish I was wearing a helmet that night. There was rocks this size.
I had a big
flying
camera, and they
my
were
way.
still hitting me with fucking pepper balls and shit too.
Oh, I got shot too. I definitely got shot. But the thing is bigger than softball sized rocks, these guys were shooting at me. It looked like. At least that's the way it appeared on the camera. And they were coming close to me. It was like one of them flew right over me, hit the building behind me, and landed next to me. I'm like, I wish I had a helmet about me. Yeah. So it was getting dangerous. All right, I haven't neglected you guys too much, have I? You guys could hear all that, right? So we got a guy on a motorcycle here directing traffic from King Super's parking lot to the right so they don't go down this ways. One down there stopping the traffic coming there. We got this guy directing traffic to the right here from any of them coming out of the bank here. They still do down there where you can't turn right down there at Colorado Boulevard onto Yale. Or if it is, but they also had the left lane turn for southbound. I should have left it pointing towards the sunset, right? My night's going all right. Sun's going down, starting to get cool. It was a beautiful day out here in Colorado today, by the way. It was like 70 something degrees. It's probably 70 something now. I don't know. Let me see what the current temperature is. It's starting to feel a little bit cooler. 63 degrees. Not bad. So 63 degrees here in Denver at the current time. This kid probably wants a sticker from the officer. What do you guys think? I think he just got a sticker. Yeah, he got a sticker. Yeah, the sunset was really nice tonight. Very nice sunset tonight. Beautiful colors in the clouds tonight. Look at all the color in the clouds. If you guys can make it out real well or not, I don't know. We got pink clouds tonight. Pink and orange clouds. So we definitely have a really nice sunset tonight. Yeah. I don't think the father would like me saying that to his son, though. I seriously doubt that that father would like me to say that to his son. So, looks like they just opened up the streets for westbound on Yale, because they just cleared all the motorcycles. So westbound appears to be open, and eastbound, because they cleared the motorcycles right there at the traffic light. So there's going to be traffic coming through. So I could move back across the street if I want, to not have cars in the picture driving through. But I think we're going to be ending the stream instead, because, you know, there ain't a whole lot to see anymore anyways. They're going to eventually tow the car, and I might be able to get some footage of the car better, but kind of doubtful. You guys know how it goes. We already got probably the best footage that we're going to get. It's going to be dark by the time they tow it out of here anyway. So we're not going to get much more for anything for the story. Let me see if I can play you guys the statement that they did earlier, put on Twitter. Nothing new about. I should be able to play this for you guys if you guys want to hear it, or if you want me to upload. Then I don't have to upload it if you guys watch it on here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Looking for comment on relationship on Thomas and THOMAS. Here to provide some preliminary information about the incident that occurred at this location at about 3 p.m.
Hang on a second, guys.
What I understand happened was Denver police fugitive investigators as well as Denver SWAT officers were assisting our Nevada Police Department locating and taking into custody suspect in a attempt homicide case that had occurred over the weekend. The individual involved in that particular incident was tracked to this location, a business located in the area of Colorado Boulevard and Yale. As surveillance had set up at this location, the individual was observed leaving a business in this location. Uniformed officers moved in to contact and arrest that individual who had left this business with a female. The individual broke free and fled to a vehicle that was parked behind the business. Officers surrounded the vehicle and began issuing commands for this individual to surrender. It was at this time that this individual retrieved a weapon, a handgun, and threatened the officers with that handgun. It's unknown at this time whether that individual fired his weapon, but certainly posed a threat to the officers that were very nearby. Two officers did discharge their weapons, striking the individual that was seated inside the car. It quickly became apparent that the individual was incapacitated and the threat had ended, so they stopped firing, removed him from the vehicle, and began rendering aid. Paramedics were nearby, so they were able to arrive on scene very quickly, and he was transported to Denver Health Medical Center for treatment. He's critically listed in critical condition. I'm so sorry. At this point, we have initiated our officer-involved shooting protocol. Investigators from CBI, State Patrol, as well as Denver Police investigators will be collecting evidence, interviewing witnesses, completing the case that will be submitted to the district
Sorry, my
attorney's
hand's
office
moving
for
so
review.
much. It's hard to
This
hold it still
investigation will be
in front of the other
overseen by an
camera.
officer in the Venom monitor.
So that's pretty much it for it. And then it just doesn't focus. Why is my screen frozen? My screen's frozen. Why is my screen frozen? There we go. I don't know why my screen froze. Yeah, it froze right after I ended it. So I moved away from the street a little bit so you guys could hear it a little bit better. I'll end up uploading the other one, I think, so you guys aren't watching it bounce all over the place, and maybe hear it better too, because I was closer to him when I was recording. So anyways, you get the idea of what happened here. They were, tracking, they said. I don't know how they were tracking, but they were. And they knew the person was here, but they let the person get away to get to their vehicle, and they followed to the vehicle. Ellie throws it. She's got mad skills. Yeah, probably. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. And if anything else pops up, I'll be out there. You guys know how it is. So we shall catch you guys on to the next one. Oh, we're next to the Office Depot. I didn't know that. They just turned on their light. So, all right, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining.